Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Okay, so we welcome Jason Brewer to a new company, a unicorn Mineral Resources. So tell us all about it, Jason, and welcome and congratulations on a new post.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, this has been in the offing now for a couple of months. It's an executive role there on the board, and basically to get value back into that main board listed company. As you know, it's been focused since its listing just over a year ago in Ireland on a number of copper, lead, zinc opportunities there. And I guess on the back of my successes with other stocks there in London, the board, and I know some of the shareholders, felt it might be appropriate to get me involved and see what I could do to basically turn the fortunes around and get that value back in what is a very well-structured company and with great supporters on its register. So, very keen that the board has decided to get me involved and quite excited for what's ahead in 2024.
Yeah, so certainly the market liked your appointment, Jason. So that should give you some positive vibes. I mean, to be honest with you, the share hasn't traded very much at all in the last 3-4 months, but a few trades kicked it from 4p or 4.5p all the way up to 9p, settled back down at 7.5, I think, roughly now. But the market cap of that is less than £1 million. And ultimately, it probably has not far off that in cash now after it's just raised £573,000, I think. So what do you plan with, obviously, the board to contemplate doing with this money?
Yeah, look, I mean, you touched on it there. We've actually just raised some money. We've used the existing capacity, which has been available to the board, and we've raised $573,000 through both debt and converting note. And that was actually done at a premium at the time to the share price. Obviously, today's movements has been very, very pleasing to see. It's always great to see a move like that when you join. But look, that capital is going to be deployed basically to continue the company's current focus and commitments there in Ireland. But as many people know, I'm based here in Nairobi. My business is here in Africa. So we will be looking at other complementary, other strategic kind of assets, which we think will very quickly, result in quite a further uplift in the share price and the valuation of this company. It's main board listed, which is great from a reputational point of view. Let's call it that. It's got a base metals focus, which I think we'll certainly push ahead with. It's got a great team there. I've been spending a lot of time talking to Dave Blaney on the geological side, and some of the opportunities I've already identified here as maybe of interest to the board. But no, it's about driving ahead in the new year. I don't think I'm going to get much of a Christmas or New Year break, but in the new year, we want to basically hit the road running and start to basically turn the fortunes around, bring in other opportunities, like I say, which fit well with the strategy, albeit moved out of Ireland and focusing here in my backyard in Central, East and Southern Africa, where I think there still remains some damn fine assets, world-class assets, tier one assets, and ones that even a junior company such as Unicorn gets the ability to secure.
Yeah, and you've already proved that point, obviously, with Marula and your other companies. So you're becoming a director stroke CEO of many companies. I mean, how many more companies can we see you doing, or you think you've hit your limit?
No, look, I mean, that's one of the concerns I've had, and I've discussed with a couple of shareholders across the kind of the portfolio of companies that I'm involved with. Nobody wants to see me spread too thin, me in particular. But I wouldn't take on a role such as this if I didn't feel that I could make that commitment to the shareholders and the rest of the board. So I don't believe there'll be too many other opportunities for me to step into a role such as this. It's been a great run at Marula, and I know that's going to continue. And we're only 18 months into that company, and there's so much more to go. And if I can achieve anything like what I've achieved here now with Unicorn, I think that's going to be a great result. And clearly that's what I'm aiming to do. That's what I'm aiming to do. It's to get this company from that, 4.5, 5 pence stock when we started having our discussions up to that 20, 30, 40 pence level with good quality assets, near-term assets, producing assets, and ones that shareholders can actually get behind and support.
Yeah, I think it's now very apparent that the investors really do want producing or near to production assets within the small cap market or small cap companies, simply because the potential for the revenue is immense, for one. And secondly, the market doesn't seem to want to validate going up the chain in terms of just drilling and saying, we've got this, we've got that. So, I mean, I think you've been party to this as well, that you've seen that that portion of the market reacts. The other portion of the market where we've got this big resource and we've joked it and we've done this and we've done that, it doesn't seem to react at the minute. Now, that's obviously 2 years of a very negative bear market, but that seems to be the way things are working out.
No, I think you're spot on there, Kevin. Investors are far more discerning nowadays, and companies are as well, because company directors such as myself have realized you cannot go out and raise capital for greenfields or early stage projects. It's damn hard. So you have to put a compelling argument to them. There's so many more competing, not just companies, but sectors for investors' money now. You know, when I started off in the mining industry, you could take a project in the listed space from greenfields exploration all the way through those phases of resource definition drilling, pre-fees, fees, and then a development decision. You could do all of that. Yeah, and you would do that over 3 to 5 years. Nowadays, you know, the fact that we can all track share prices by the minute on our mobile phones and smartphones means investors' patience, you know, it's you know,
maybe 3 to 6 months now, Jason.
Oh, look, 3 to 6 months is a long-term investor. Let's be honest.
I think you're right.
No, but the thing is, there is so much to choose from, and as an investor now, it's hard not to think the grass is greener over there. That's just reality. Nobody's looking for that gradual kind of appreciation in that share price over a 12, 18, 24-month period. If they put their money in, they want to see that stock go up 30, 40, 50% in the first 3 to 6 months, probably shorter timeframes than that. That's reality now, because everybody knows a fellow investor that's made those returns on a stock, and they want to get them. And unfortunately, people's patience, investors' patience now with management and with projects and sectors is pretty, it's tough. It's tough. So you've got to put forward an investment proposition, call it a value proposition, which people can kind of see in their head, and they can actually see tangible evidence that you're actually progressing it, taking that project, you know, a brownfields project, a former closed operation, into production in that 3-6 month time frame. And it's achievable. It is achievable. People have to work for it.
Yeah.
You're wrong, but you can actually achieve that. And that's what we've been trying to do there. And I think it's coming through now with what we're trying to do here now with Unicorn. Again, we've got to recognize what the market wants, what investors want. And they want to see some very quick runs on the board. It's almost like a cricket match. You know, and I know Ireland is getting better at cricket these days, but you know, it's like that cricket match. You want to come in very quickly, like I do now at Unicorn, push a few quick singles, and then you start, you know, swinging the bat, start playing that 2020 cricket, getting those 4s and 6s. And that's what I want to start achieving in 2024. You know, you just can't tick along business as before. You've actually got to get results very quickly. You know, it's very pleasing to see the reaction today to the share price, but, you know, it can go down equally as fast. We've all seen that. So we've got to keep that momentum going. And the only way you can do that is by good news, and news that's actually proper news, not news for the sake of it. You know, investors can see through, you know, they can see through it. They can. You know, investors are so much, like I said, discerning, so much smarter. They've got so much information now at their fingertips. So they can see things, they can understand things. And as a company, as directors of companies, you've got to recognize that, and you've got to realize what investors are actually looking for these days.
Yeah. And Jason, I don't know you well, but we have met before. You haven't taken this job not knowing what's going to happen in the next month or two.
Yeah.
I put you on the spot, and I don't expect you to tell me. There are things in the pipeline, quite obviously.
Absolutely. And look, you can look at what I'm not doing this for the money, Kevin. You know, I've taken a salary of £20,000 a year. Okay. And I'm giving that's all going to the foundation, which we've set up here in East Africa, a children's foundation. Okay. My remuneration here comes in when that share price exceeds 10 pence, exceeds 20 pence, and exceeds 30 pence. You know, so you don't get more aligned to shareholders in that regards.
Yeah. Okay? No, that's very good.
You've got
that. Very nice of you that you do those type of things.
Oh no, you've got I think a lot more directors are recognizing that now. You're seeing it in the market where people are realizing gone are the days of these lifestyle CEOs with their salaries. Well, they should be long gone. But for me, do I know what's coming? It's in my head here. It's in my head here. I've had discussions. A lot of people out there know the sort of partners that I work with here in Africa. Some of the big balance sheet funds and mine developers out of southern South Africa. So no, I'm probably half a dozen steps ahead already of where the market is probably thinking.
Yeah, and the current, just so people understand, the current market cap of Unicorn is about £1.3 million, and it's dropped back now. There's been some sells come in because it's so illiquid, or has been so illiquid at 6.2p as we talk. But I mean, at 1.32 million with what, £800,000 in cash ready to be deployed, you've got a good chance here of doubling, trebling those options, not being too far away from it.
Yeah, look, I mean, I got involved with Marula 18 months ago. It was a market cap of less than £1 million, and we had 200 grand, which we just raised. And we've now taken that. That's gone up multiple times. We've done 8 transactions in 4 jurisdictions across 5 different commodities. And I think the market is starting to recognize what we're achieving. And I know sure as hell in 2024, it will, given the production profile that's going to come out of our lithium mine. Here with Unicorn, you've got a main board listed company. So there shouldn't be the liquidity issues that you get on other exchanges in the UK. You've got that platform, which should give, being a main board listed company, it should give investors confidence to get behind it. And you've got a very tight capital structure there. So to go from where it is on the back of some very positive news and good news, tangible assets, tangible projects, clear timeframes, clear deliverables, I think, to take this company up from 5, 6, 7 pence a share up to 10, 15, 20 pence a share. That's clearly my targets. But my ambitions, as people know, I always aim high, and I'll continue to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you can get some producing assets in Africa, and then use that cash to continue to produce more assets in Africa, then I don't see why you can't turn this main listed company into pounds, not pence, in terms of actual share price. But maybe that takes 18 months, 24 months, 36 months. But I don't see why you can't do it with the drive and enthusiasm you've used, as you've already said, with Marula on a not great exchange, let's be honest. So yeah, let's hope you can go ahead and achieve and enjoy your Christmas, but make sure you buy a few things while you're doing it.
Yeah. If that's the message to investors out there, definitely. Look, I'll have a busy Christmas. There's no question about it. You stole one of my lines there, Kevin. Pounds, not pence.
Sorry, man.
No. But that's what you look when you've got Unicorn's a very unique opportunity for me. I'll be very clear on that. Again, it's already main board listed, so it's not as if I have to go through a process of building up a company to get it onto a bigger exchange. We're there already. We're starting off with a reasonable cash backing in there. You've got a much tighter capital structure than I've ever had before. So with that in mind, it's already on the right path. It's now just about making sure what we bring in and how we present the opportunities that are ahead of us. It's how we get those investors to recognize that value early on. And I think you're right. Pounds, not pence is clearly where I'm aiming. And I'm that ever ready bunny. I'm not going to stop. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, and people I think are coming to the conclusion that they're willing to take a gamble or take a bet on you. And, I think that's why we've seen the reaction today. And as I am a shareholder, I wish you a great deal of luck in going forward. And I hope we can have a few more conversations like this in the future as you produce assets and maybe even visit them. As I said to you before we started to record, we'll be going to Namibia in January, February, and then we'll be going to Zambia in March, April. To assess some other assets that companies have got. So look forward to maybe meeting up personally and visiting those things.
Yeah, look, hopefully you got a few spare days in your calendar there. And we'll certainly be in touch because, we can't sit around, we've got to get out there and get to work straight away. So we'll certainly be in touch, Kevin. And I'm sure we'll have many more conversations like this.
Great. Jason Brewer, Unicorn Mineral Resources. Good luck.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
Just for anybody who is interested, it's UR is the ticker. So press the button if you think it's worth it.
This podcast was brought to you by Roast PR Limited. If you would like to appear on a future episode of The Sunday Roast, please email admin@thesundayroast.net.